His word is watch and pray. We are living, truly living, in the days he speaks about. Well, good evening from Athens, Texas. We are broadcasting live at KSLM, the King's Radio. I'm hoping that you're having a blessed day wherever you are. Today we're going to spin cycle. We're going to be talking a little bit about what's in the news today. We are truly living in the last days. We have had little things coming about that's in the news, and people just cannot see it and says, well, it's not happening to us. There's even churches that's teaching out here that we will not be going through the things spoken of in Revelations about the judgments, that we'd be raptured out of here. Well, if that is true, then that makes Jesus a liar. Well, how does that make Jesus a liar? Well, read Matthew 24. We're going to be looking through that tonight. But first, we're going to read some things in the news. We are looking at an article here that you can find in nowtheendbegins.com. You can also, I've read it in USA Today. There is a new world order has created the first capital headquarters in Astana, Pakistan. Oh, you ought to see it. It is actually a beautiful place. But you can see all kinds of signs around it that it proves to you that it's not Christian. They are mixing all world religions there. It's got a lot of cult symbols there, and their purpose of it is its leaders say is to foster global peace and harmony between the world's religions. Oh my goodness, folks. What does that tell you right there? It will be a one world religion, a false religion. We go back to Daniel 11:45. He said, "And he shall plant the tabernacles of his place between the seas and the glorious holy mountain, and you shall come to his end, and none shall help him." This city is a fantastic place. A lot of people just can't understand why that I'm trying to line this up with a new world order. Well, if we read of what Jesus said, okay, in Matthew 24, he told us that the Antichrist, the man of sins, will establish a false religion. He will become a world dictator. He told us this the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached to all the world. And when you, to a witness to all nations, and then shall the end come. Then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world till this time. No, nor even shall be. And this is the interesting point that Jesus was speaking about here. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man say unto you, Lo, he is here, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. First there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch, if it were possible, thou shalt deceive the very elect. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert place, go not forth. Behold, he is in secret chambers, believe it or not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, shineth into the west, so also the coming of the Son of Man be. My folks, this new world order is building that city right now. And they're going to be showing how they're bringing together the religions of the world. They have Muslim mosques there, they have Christian churches there, they have all these things there. Buddhist, you name it, it's there. But the Antichrist got to rise up. He has to have a place to go in order to have a world office. So that's what they're building in Kakistan right now. Now, let's go back to America. Everybody knows right now that we're in the middle of election. And what do we have going on here? We have a lot of riots going on. We have people going up there killing one another. But people don't understand how's this lining up with Bible prophecy. Jesus told us in Matthew 24, let's start with verse 4. And Jesus answered, saying to him, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you're not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in different places. Now look at the word famines. Webster's Dictionary talks about it: starvation, lack of food. If we go into our grocery store, every time you go grocery shopping, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go around to the foods that you like, the meats, the vegetables, and such like that, and I want you to take pictures of those prices. Wait 1 week. Go back to those very same items and see how much the price difference is in 1 week. Well, Terry, what does that have to do with what we're talking about here? America is based, their economy is based on supply and demand. Let's look at that. Supply and demand. The less supply they have, the more they charge. People demand it, and they've got to charge for it to get it. What's happening in our grocery stores today? Let's move on to the next word: pestilences. Believe it or not, pestilences, if you look it up in the Webster's Dictionary, one of the definitions is sexual diseases. Now, I want to ask you, what do you see in sexual diseases these days? It is going rampant. According to the USA Today and New York Times, as of April the 15th, 67% of the world's population is carrying some sort of sexual diseases. Why is this way? Because people has got away from the Word of God. Well, okay, now we're going to touch on that a little bit later. But earthquakes, look what has been happening all over the world here lately. Even up in the Yellowstone National Park, we are experiencing volcano activity up there. Yellowstone is nothing but one great big volcano. It is the largest in the world. And people don't even realize. But all these are the beginning of sorrows. That's verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. What's the beginning of something? Something that's first starting out, is it not? Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. We are experiencing this all over the world. Christians are being killed. for the name of Jesus. Their heads are being chopped up. They're making public, putting it on the internet where the whole world could see it. We're seeing these things. Then right here, believe it or not, verse 10 is strictly talking about the Christian church. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. What have we got going on in the Christian churches today? We got divisions. Right here in USA Today, I read where it said that a church in New York, a church of 3,000 people, separated, went their different ways. Why? Because of one lie. That's all it took to destroy the church. One lie. Then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. If we look at this in the election day, every time you turn around, you're speaking to somebody, and guess what? You're offending them, no matter what you say. That offends me. Well, folks, it's happening just as Jesus spoke it. Verse 11, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Do you only think that's going on in the church? Let's look at our world leaders, our people that want to become our president. None of them can make America great again. No man can. Only Jesus Christ can. Only God can. But let's go on and read verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. What's that word iniquity means? It means sin. And because sin shall abound, the love of many will wax cold, or grow cold. The reason they use the word wax cold in the King James Version of the Bible, because in King James Day, when you pour hot wax on something, it becomes hard after it cools down. What are the hearts of the people doing right now? Their hearts are waxed cold. But he that shall endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Endure what? Well, let's go back up there and see. The famines, the pestilences, earthquakes in different places. Be hated, but be offended, betraying one another, and hate one another. Seeing all these false prophets. Sin running rapid. So those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. We all can and will be tempted. But don't fool yourself. I've seen too many people say, well, I'm tempted of God. No, you're not. God can't be tempted. Only Satan can tempt you. But that's it. In this gospel, what gospel? The gospel, the true gospel of Jesus Christ. The gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. Well, how is the end will come? Well, Jesus gave us another sign. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. Now we go back to Daniel chapter 7, Daniel chapter 8, Daniel chapter 9, Daniel chapter 11, and you will read about what Daniel the prophet said about this. He will literally set up his image in the holy place in the new temple that they will build in Jerusalem. Many will saying right now, saying, well, that's not a literal building. Well, I'm sorry, it is. If not, then it makes the Bible a lie. Let every man be a liar, and let God be true. I don't care who you are. I can be corrected. Everybody can be corrected. None of us know everything. Let us continue. Then let them be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down and take anything out of the house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to get his clothes. In other words, whatever you're doing right there, Jesus is going to come back. And they're going to take you right there without saying a word. Well, let me go do this, let me do that. Because if you turn back and look, you're not worthy for the kingdom of heaven. Let's continue here, verse 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. What is they talking about in there? What is Jesus talking about? And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. It's talking about women with young children. Now, you mothers out there that's listening, what would you honestly do for your children to keep them from starving to death? I'm telling you, there's going to be many that will take that mark of the beast so they could feed their children. And this is a message to everybody that celebrates the Sabbath. And pray that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as not seen since the beginning of this time, nor ever shall be. Great tribulation. What's great tribulation? Well, if we compare this, we can see in Revelation chapter 6. We're here talking about right here the seal judgments. And if you read the seal judgments in chapter 6, you're reading exactly from verse 4 down to verse 19. That's exactly in Matthew 24. That's exactly what you're reading. But if you notice the very last seal judgment, is the trumpet judgment, the seventh seal. That is the great tribulation. That's what Jesus was speaking of right here in verse 21. And there shall be great tribulation, such was not since the beginning of the world till this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there be no flesh be saved, but the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Well, I'm telling you, folks, we will be in the middle of it. What people ask me, well, Terry, when is Jesus going to come back? Well, no man know the hour or the day, because Jesus told us in verse 23, if any man says, there he is, lo, he is here, or lo, he is there, believe it not. For there shall be false Christs, false prophets, and shall show different signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. And guess what Jesus says next? Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they say unto you, behold, there he is in the desert, go not forth, because he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth to the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Now, when you get a chance, I want you to call a TV station and talk to a meteorologist. Ask him what directions does the lightning strike? From what directions? They will tell you the north, the west, and from the south. But they'll never tell you it comes from the east. So Jesus has given us a very, very important sign here. Jesus told us to be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. So we must know the signs before we can get out here and preach it. Many churches are teaching today there's not going to be no rapture. Well, let's see here. Jesus said, verse 27, as far as the lightning cometh from the east and to the west, shineth into the west, so also the coming of the Son of Man be. There's where the rapture's going to, he's going to come back for his church. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. So see, we will be given a new body. We will be going up to heaven in a new body. We will not take these bodies. And verse 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, the moon shall not give her light, and the stars from heaven shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. For they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, in power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trump, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of earth to the other. Okay, what does that sound like to you right there? The rapture, the great taking away, the great catching away, the rapture, rapturo. I'm telling you, folks, we're seeing this right now. There is many, many weird sounds coming from the heavens. I want to ask you something. How many has ever been to hear a concert? Do you think they practice before they put on a show? Well, I personally think that's what's happening right now, because the angels is tuning up, getting ready. You find out in Revelation chapter 8. He says, and when he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in the heavens about the space of a half an hour. And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. Whoa. 7 trumpets. So they have to be practicing. Lord have mercy. Practicing. Folks, we're going to take a break here. We're going to play a couple of songs for you. And we'll come back and we'll finish up this study. So we're just going to play a couple of songs, and we'll be right back.